Breaking news on Nightside. A man shot near House of Charity tonight, just days after Catholic Charities says that area is in, quote, full-on crisis mode. Plus, a woman killed and a man seriously hurt when they were hit by a car in tonight's Crime Watch coverage.
And we are warming up around the inland northwest, but the forecast isn't all sunshine. Coming up, I'll tell you when we could see some rain.
You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Breaking new information since we were last on the air. Gunfire broke out next to the House of Charity on Brown and Pacific in downtown Spokane tonight. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Police say one person was shot and he was taken to a local hospital where he is fighting for his life right now. Witnesses gave information about a possible suspect. Police found that man and he is currently detained. This part of town is one that we've been covering thoroughly the last several months as it continues to be a hot spot for crime. The CEO of Catholic Charities calling the situation a crisis.
Our people who are living in these buildings are afraid to even come out because they're going to get beat up or they're going to get curb stopped or whatever.
And that's Catholic Charities Director Rob McCann telling the Public Safety Committee that the area near 2nd and Division is extremely dangerous and is in, quote, full-on crisis mode. Today, Mayor Nadine Woodward released this video saying the city is going to commit more resources to clean up the area. That includes roving patrols that will focus on that area.
But the challenge now is to increase the frequency to build on the incremental progress and avoid the backsliding that happens once officers move to the next call.
Well, the area is home to several Catholic Charities housing projects. The organization says it spends $1.5 million a year on security, but it has not helped. More breaking news tonight. A woman was killed and a man was seriously hurt when they were hit by a car while walking near the downtown Spokane grocery outlet on 4th and Maple. Police say the pair was not in a crosswalk when they were hit, and they also say the driver was not drunk or speeding. The driver is cooperating with the investigation. Police are still looking into the circumstances around the crash.
The drone team, the reconstruction team, and the direct recognition expert are all just trying to gather the evidence to be able to determine how the collision occurred, who the involved parties are, what the mechanism is that led to kind of the tragic collision today.
4th Avenue was closed for several hours as police gathered evidence there. The investigation is ongoing. It was a cloudy day, but we did have a little bit of sunshine, just enough for a sunset tonight. Meteorologist Matt Gray's in for Chris. And Matt, when are we going to see the end of this warmer weather?
Oh boy. Well, things are going to keep warming up as we head into the week ahead, or the weekend ahead, excuse me. I'm sorry, I forget what day it is. Anyway, upper 40s tonight as we have really seen a quite beautiful evening around the inland northwest. That's really the theme of what we're going to be seeing over the next few days is a lot more beautiful weather than anything that we've really got to pay attention to and plan around. So here's how things shake out. Upper 40s, low 50s in the morning. We push our way up to right around 70 degrees as we enter the early afternoon. And our highs for the afternoon, nobody ever complains about mid-70s and sunshine, and that's exactly what we are going to see with a light southwest wind. So that's the bulk of what we're going to be seeing for your Thursday. And as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you were missing some of those warmer afternoon temperatures, maybe you were wanted to get out on the boat one more time before we kind of wrap up summer officially. Well, this weekend's going to be the one to do it. We see low 80s on Saturday. We see middle and even some upper 80s will be in the forecast around our region on Sunday. So that's the bigger trend, but there's also another little issue that we're watching. You can see highlighted off the circle here a little swirl that's trying to push its way, that swirl of clouds, pushing its way towards the Pacific coast. Well, eventually it's going to curve to the north and end up in our neck of the woods. And so when that happens, we'll have the best chance of rain that we may have for a long time to come. So coming up, I'll show you when and where we could see some of this wet weather.
Matt, thank you. Continuing our Crime Watch coverage tonight, 2 people in Pullman are recovering from stab wounds. The Pullman Police Department responded to a stabbing in an off-campus apartment this morning. And when officers arrived, they found a woman with a knife actively assaulting another woman. The suspect was immediately arrested at the scene. There were 2 victims in the apartment, a man with critical injuries and that woman with non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect has been booked into the Whitman County Jail. And take a look at your screen now. This is 27-year-old William Bodie Hart. The Stevens County Sheriff's Office would like your help finding him. They arrested Hart in Ford, Washington last month during a stolen property investigation. Now, he had been medically furloughed for emergency surgery and didn't return to jail afterward. During this investigation, deputies recovered 6 guns, 2 stolen cars, a couple of stolen motorcycles, even a stolen camp trailer. 2 other people were arrested along with Hart. A man shot and killed in North Spokane, a second man recovering from injuries. This shooting happened early this morning on North Colton Street, just a couple of blocks from Francis and Division. Some pictures here taken by a man who lives in the Cherrywood Place retirement facility. He says he heard 6 gunshots around 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, and then the crime scene tape up shortly after that. Another neighbor said she's not surprised to hear about the shooting.
Terrifying. Every time I'm in there, you know, with my knees buckling, like, is there bullets going to come flying through these walls? Like, every time, and it's weekly. There's not one week that goes by.
Brianna Lee, who you just heard from, says she understands how thinly stretched our police resources are right now, but she does hope there will be more patrols in the future. As of now, police say there's no information about the shooter. If you have any details, you are asked to call Crime Check at 509-456-2233. Well, death, addiction, and violence numbers in Spokane related to the drug fentanyl are climbing, forcing community leaders to find solutions before the situation gets even more out of hand. The Spokane Alliance for Fentanyl Education, or SAFE, is made up of leaders on the federal, state, and city levels. Tracy Couture Richmond is a board member for SAFE. She also lost her sister to fentanyl poisoning 2 years ago. Tracy says fentanyl addiction touches everyone, and now her goal is to strip away the stigma and help educate people about the dangers of both known and unknown fentanyl use.
What would have been the linchpin that might have saved my sister? And I think that the more that we educate people, the more that we make it safe for people to tell their stories, it also comes down to resources.
SAFE is hosting a fall festival again this year at the Pavilion on October 7th, and we have information about how you can buy tickets on our website, kxly.com. A Western Washington football coach who got his job back after the Supreme Court ruled his firing was unconstitutional has decided he doesn't want it. That's coming up next on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Noodle Express.
Cornhole at the Spokane Fair just keeps growing. 10 full days of cornhole at the 2023 Spokane County Interstate Fair. Anyone can play. Anyone can win. We'll see you at the 2023 Spokane Fair.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
When occasional heartburn won't let you sleep, get fast relief with new Tums Plus Heartburn Plus Sleep Support. Love food back and fall asleep faster.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help. I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team at Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
You know, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Oh, every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Toyota.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. The Western Washington football coach, who was reinstated after the Supreme Court ruled his firing was unconstitutional, announced he is resigning 1 game into the season. Joe Kennedy was originally suspended back in 2015 for praying on the field. The court ruled that the Bremerton School District violated the coach's free speech and religious rights. The school district eventually settled, agreeing to pay more than $1.7 million to cover Kennedy's legal fees. Kennedy released a statement reading in part, "I believe I can best continue to advocate for constitutional freedom and religious liberty by working from outside the school system." Well, many students are back home after the second day of school, probably sleeping. A local pediatrician wants to remind parents to check necessary vaccine requirements and sleep schedules for your kids. Dr. Sarah DeHolst with Multicare says her clinic is already seeing more kids with COVID and flu in the clinic. She says parents need to prepare kids with vaccinations, encouraging all kids to stay up to date with their immunizations.
I think it's really important right now that we remember the kids have missed a lot of school in the last couple years. Anytime they're sick, they're out of school. So if we can get our bivalent booster, and there's another booster coming out hopefully in upcoming months, if we can prevent those illnesses, it's more time we're spent in the classroom and learning.
Dr. DeHolst also says it's important for kids to get used to a healthy routine after summer. So setting that bedtime and having kids sleep enough hours, especially during the first week of school, is really important. And keeping a healthy diet by having as many family meals around the dinner table as you can. I know it's tough with sports schedules and extracurriculars, but it makes a difference. Well, for anyone concerned about the latest COVID strain, Moderna says its updated vaccine will protect you. So far, only a few dozen cases of the highly mutated new BA.286 variant have been identified globally. People needing to find mental health resources can go to Green Bluff Grange tomorrow night at 6. The Grange is hosting a dozen different organizations that offer help, and the address is right there on your screen. There will be a presentation about mental health and then time for you to talk with the organizations.
And we'll head now to your forecast as we go through Thursday. Things are looking pretty nice. We'll start off right in that borderline long sleeve shirt, long jacket territory, and get out of there very quickly. We'll be in the 60s around midday, upper 60s, and nice and comfortable in the afternoon, but with building clouds, and that's what we got to talk about here. Another little weather system's going to push its way into the inland northwest, but we're not going to see much of anything going on until we get into, say, like 6, 7 o'clock. And this is 8 o'clock on our simulated radar. A couple of showers and isolated thunder showers as well, pushing east of the Cascades, right up the east side of the mountains, and across the Blue Mountains into the Palouse and the LC Valley. And once again, could hear a few rumbles of thunder out of this, especially with the warmer temperatures we're going to see as you head south of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And this is around 11 o'clock. As you can see here, the metro area, the I-90 corridor, right on the edge of the rain. So for now, rain chances only about 20% for Thursday night. Certainly a lot higher as you head further south, especially in North Idaho, where we have a chance to get some good rain. Chance for a couple of showers in the wee hours of the morning as well. Places like Pend Oreille County, Sandpoint, and into Boundary County in North Idaho as well. And as we head into Friday, a couple little spotty showers up in the high country, and that's about it. So really, this is an overnight type of weather system, and you can kind of see how things are going to play out here. This is a brand new map showing the potential for rain over the next couple of days, which is really just tomorrow night. And you can see there will be a chance to pick up a little bit of overnight rain around many parts of Kootenai County, much more so than as you head further to the west to places like Spokane. So, hey, better than nothing. We certainly still need that rain. You can see lots of places still in severe drought on the board here in the orange, and there's been even some extreme drought that's developing in western Montana, trying to push into North Idaho, even with the rain that we've had over the past few weeks. So some good news of trying to get at least a little bit of rain. We're definitely going to need it because it looks like we are going to be drying out in the days ahead. This is mid-September. We're right in the driest spot here, or the best chance for dry weather. Coming up, I'll help you plan out tomorrow. And, well, we'll talk about your 7-day forecast and how warm it could get with some of these drier conditions.
Thank you, Matt. Nearly 3 weeks ago, the Gray Fire ignited and over 100 homes were destroyed, leaving many families homeless. Now that all evacuations are lifted, the community is starting that long rebuilding process. People want to restore the Medical Lake community, but the process to rebuild can be long. The city public affairs director says if you're looking for a contractor, Spokane Home Builders Association is a reliable company.
All of our members are licensed, bonded, and insured, and almost all of them are local companies as well. So there's been a couple of outside companies who they don't live here and they don't usually do business here, but unfortunately they're knocking on doors, and I would just say local's the way to go.
The city of Medical Lake is also willing to help. You can call City Hall's office, or you can just walk in and someone will take you through the process step by step. 2 Spokane City Council members want to formally denounce Mayor Nadine Woodward for her public appearance at a far-right religious rally last month. She says her appearance was to, quote, share in prayer out of heartfelt concern for fire victims. The mayor appeared alongside former Washington Representative Matt Shea. Shea was condemned by his own party for religious extremism. During that event, several people on stage asked for a prayer over Mayor Woodward, and Shea offered a blessing for her re-election. Council members Zach Sapone and Betsy Wilkerson saying her appearance tarnishes the reputation and image of the city of Spokane and its citizens. Well, it's being called stalkerware. Apps originally meant to monitor your kids, now being used for tracking. ABC's Becky Worley explains.
It can be lurking on your phone and you'd never know it was there. Stalkerware, software installed on a device without the consent of the user.
Stalkerware is the entire class of software applications that are designed to be covertly installed on a device in order to exfiltrate data.
Data like passwords, photos, GPS location data, and it can even see text messages. Experts warn it's often installed by an intimate partner as a tool for abuse.
One of the biggest concerns with stalkerware is the level of access that it gives to the abuser into the person's life. So many things exist on our devices, so if that's compromised, then it's a huge violation of the person's trust and safety.
To get a better idea of the type of access these apps have, we enlisted the help of cybersecurity advocate Eva Galprin. With physical access to this Android phone, she was able to install the stalkerware in just a few minutes.
It was not particularly difficult. I then went and hid all my tracks so it would not be easy for you to know.
It was logging every website I visited, every call I placed, and keystroke I made.
Oh, those are my texts.
Yep.
The whole thing, not just that I sent a text.
Absolutely, the contents of your text. Here you are, checking in with your producer right here.
Man, it's all right there.
All the while tracking my location without ever giving me any idea it was there.
I want to see how I would know that it's on here.
It's not going to come up on that.
I'm looking through here and I don't see any apps that I don't recognize. Is there any legitimate use for these types of software that you can think of?
Everything that you can do, which would require you to have this kind of access to a device, can also be done without having to fool the person that you're watching. It can be done with consent. If you find yourself deliberately circumventing consent, you are probably breaking the law, and you are definitely doing something unethical.
mSpy advertises their product as an undetectable phone spy app and highlights their invisible mode so that nobody will know about your actions. We reached out to mSpy for comment regarding these possible misuses, but have not heard back. Their website does say that you must notify the user of the device that they're being monitored. Many of the stalkerware apps market themselves as parental monitoring tools, but Eva says these should never operate in stealth mode. Apps that are deemed stalkerware are no longer available in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store because they violate policies. But they are still available online, making digital awareness yet another aspect of abuse for survivors to look out for.
Well, it's going to cost you more the next time you park at a meter in downtown Spokane. We'll tell you just how much next on Nightside.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water-wise this summer.
You know, life is dangerous enough without the negligence of others that cause accidents that threaten your physical and financial health. Hello, I'm Lloyd Herman. If you need legal assistance due to an accident or an injury, put my 40 years of experience of dealing with the insurance companies to work for you. Call my offices here in Spokane. I can help you now. When you call, you'll speak to me, or you'll have an appointment to speak to me within 48 hours. I guarantee it. Lloyd Herman & Associates, 922-6600.
This Saturday, the Cougs are doing something they haven't done in a long time.
Washington State plays in the primetime on ABC for the first time in nearly 2 decades, and we've got you covered.
Watch our half-hour special Friday at 6:30 on 4 News Now.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Punch in, roll in, and drop in 5 days a week. To the H&I Day Shift.
The heroes are here on KXLY 4.3.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere.
We're right here on Lake Pend Oreille, and it's breezy. There's osprey in the trees. It's just a lovely place to listen to music.
For years, the festival at Sandpoint has brought music to the shores of Lake Pend Oreille every July and August, and now it wants to bring music right into your living room. The nonprofit is offering free instrument rentals to anyone who wants to learn how to play. It has an instrument library that includes everything from the cello to trumpet or trombone. And if you happen to have an instrument you'd like to donate to the library, the festival would like to hear from you. Go to their website, festival@sandpoint.com, and click on education.
You know, speaking of cellos, I'm here filling in for Chris because she got to see Yo-Yo Ma at the Spokane Symphony tonight.
That's right.
I'm intensely jealous as a former band kid.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was good at playing saxophone for like 1 year, and then I went to college, and y'all know what happens. The practicing kind of stops. All right, clearing tonight, sunny and 70s for Thursday, showers Thursday night in our southern half of our viewing area, south of I-90, and then warmer weather for what I think is going to be an A+ September weekend. Temperatures overnight, definitely on the cool side in places like Colville. Sandpoint's down to the mid-40s. We're in the upper 40s in Spokane, low 50s in Coeur d'Alene, mid-40s on the Palouse, and upper 50s in the LC Valley. Off to work, off to school in the morning. generally in the 50s. We'll be warming up really, really quickly, and brilliant sunshine means you can probably leave some of the layers you may have pulled out earlier in the week and leave them at home, because in the afternoon, you don't get much better weather than this. Mid-70s. We'll start to see the clouds begin to roll in a little bit more, and I think by sunset, we may end up with a mostly cloudy sky as that weather system moves in. But remember, our rain chances around the metro in particular are very, very low. And even if you do get some rain, it's going to be pretty late at night, mainly while you're sleeping. Our highs for the afternoon, mid-70s in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene, as I mentioned, but a couple 80s out there. Omak, Grand Coulee, and in the LC Valley will end up all the way into the mid-80s. So we're starting to see a few 8s on the board here. We're going to see a lot more as we get into the weekend. So here's how things play out. Those hit or miss storms, they're in, they're out. We're left with partly cloudy skies on Friday. Should be another really nice day in the upper 70s. We get into the 80s in the metro region on Saturday. Big football game in Pullman. Washington State, Wisconsin. Oh man, you can't ask for a better forecast than what we're going to see out of this. Sunday, mid-80s, and we start to cool off, but we don't get much, if any, moisture with the extra cloud cover that moves in after the weekend.
Thank you, Matt. It's going to cost you more the next time you park at a meter in downtown Spokane. The city raised the prices 50 cents an hour. So if you park for 2 hours, it'll be $1.70. 4 hours, the rate is $1.30. All day meters are now $1 an hour.
Guess is still reasonable than the private parking. I think I'm more disappointing that weekends were completely taken away and now it's only Sundays that are free parking on the street.
The city of Spokane says this is the first rate hike since 2011. It's a feature that's supposed to help keep you safe in a worst-case scenario, but new evidence shows your airbags could put you at risk of, quote, serious injury, even death. Kana Whitworth has the details.
Tonight, an urgent warning for drivers as 52 million airbag inflators could pose risk of serious injury or death, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, prompting the new push for a massive recall affecting at least 25 million vehicles on American roads.
There is a chance that when the airbags deploy, that basically pieces of metal, some shrapnel could be directed towards you, and instead of saving your life, it could potentially cause some injury. And so that is the big concern here.
According to the agency, vehicles manufactured by 12 automakers may have driver or passenger airbags containing the potentially defective parts. BMW, Ford, GM, Hyundai, Kia, Maserati, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen. The 8-year investigation was spurred by reports of ruptures in different vehicle makes and models, allegedly resulting in several injuries and the death of a Michigan mother of 10. Marlene Bodowan's attorney says she was struck and killed by metal fragments when her 2015 Chevy Traverse was involved in a minor accident. The manufacturer ARC has not responded to our request for comment and also rejected the ask for a voluntary recall, saying the investigation lacked sufficient evidence and called those ruptures isolated events. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, New York.
Well, you heard Matt mention it. Saturday's matchup against Wisconsin could help Washington State in conference play. We'll have a report from Pullman coming up in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Burke's Restoration.
You gonna call me? We have a serial killer on our hands.
A major development in the case of the Long Island serial killer.
Huberman pleaded not guilty.
Now, Friday night.
Rex, hello. Hi. The interview was very difficult.
What has this job taught you about yourself?
I think it's taught me how to understand people.
The all-new 2020.
A lot of twists and turns in this case.
That had to be mind-boggling.
Friday night at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me from so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it with Maverick.
Maverick cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Maverick stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C, crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Maverick.
Ask your doctor about Maverick. AbbVie could help you save.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Washington State football is gearing up for its home opener against Wisconsin. It's the first Cougar game to be televised on KXLY in nearly 20 years. Sports director Julian Minnesota is in Pullman with why this matchup could help the Cougars later this season.
Washington State football is going to be playing one of the biggest games in Pullman in quite some time. The Cougars are hosting number 19 Wisconsin on Saturday. And with all the conference realignment talk, there is no guarantee at what kind of non-conference games the Cougars will be able to schedule in the future. It's why they're making the most of Saturday's opportunity against the Badgers.
You come here to put yourself, and you want a program where these games matter, and you create opportunities for yourself. You do that as a team. I know it's early in the season, but what an opportunity.
This season is Washington State's last chance for a conference championship in the current Pac-12. Conference play doesn't start for a few weeks. Wisconsin will be the biggest test for the Cougars before the Pac-12 gauntlet begins.
We love to play Colorado States, and you love stuff like that, but you do need to see, big body teams that have some big physical linemen, so that way when we start rolling into Pac-12 play, we'll be ready for it.
The Cougars will need every ounce of insight from Saturday's matchup against the Badgers. The Pac-12 is deeper than ever this season. The other teams in the conference haven't lost a game yet.
Every team in our league can beat everybody else, and I think that's been proven really through the first week. And just great competition, really see where you're at. To get off a week one and get a win and get those learns, now where do we stack up against one of the best teams in the country?
Kickoff is 4:30 on Saturday, and you can watch the game right here on KXLY. Friday night at 6:30, we're going to have a half-hour special dedicated to everything Washington State and Wisconsin. On-the-field stories, off-the-field stories, we've got you covered in our half-hour special brought to you by BECU. Reporting in Pullman, Julian Minensell, 4 News Now Sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
If somebody's out there and they're on the streets and they feel lost, I just want them to know that there is hope. And everybody ultimately may give up on you. It's very important that you don't give up on yourself. I know it's hard and I know it's difficult and you feel like you're not going to make it. But if you want to make it, best believe you're going to make it. Even though you don't think you can change, you can. And when you're ready, there are people out there that will help you.
It's showtime. 10 days of fair fun starts Friday, September 8th. If you're 55 and over, you receive free admission on September 11th. Compliments of dynamic decks. Learn more at thespokanefair.com.
The Labor Day sale at Furniture Row has been extended, and that means the more you buy, the more you save. I saved $100. I saved $200. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses.
We saved $300.
Check out doorbusters while they last. Plus 4 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. But don't wait. The extended Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
This Saturday, the Cougs are doing something they haven't done in a long time.
Washington State plays in the primetime on ABC for the first time in nearly 2 decades, and we've got you covered.
Watch our half-hour special Friday at 6:30 on 4 News Now.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Oh, we got to enjoy those 80s while we still have them. Things change pretty quick this time of the year.
That's right.
I know last year we kind of got used to it because we had some 90s in late September. We had 80s deep into October, but normally you can't really count on that. So.
And we had snow on green leaves, so I didn't love that.
Oh.
Let's get some real fall.
It's going to be fun.